ESPN's Ryan Clark has apologized publicly to Tua Tagovailoa for a joke that went wrong. Stand-up guy. He took a lot of heat from across the league, probably. Definitely from the Miami Dolphins fan base, probably from the Dolphins coaching staff. But Ryan Clark stepped up and apologized for a bad joke he directed at Tua. Here's what he said in the tweet. When I decided to do TV, I had two main priorities. Respect all NFL players, coaches, executives, and staff members. And number two, earn and keep the respect of those very same people. Those priorities are important to me, and when I miss that mark, I have to hold myself accountable. This game is difficult. Players sacrifice so much to be part of the 1%. I have a responsibility to those players to be thoughtful in the way I present my opinions of them. In joking about Tua Tagovailoa, I didn't meet that responsibility. He goes on to say, it was never my intention to question Tua's work ethic or commitment to the game, but I'm also aware enough to know that intent doesn't always match impact. How something is presented isn't always how it's received by everyone. I do my best to be honest when executing my job, as well as being honest when I fall short. I fell short on Monday, and for that, I genuinely apologize. That is from Ryan Clark. There's a video I'm going to show you in a second, but I just wanted you guys to take a look at that and see that this guy did a complete mea culpa. He fell on the sword, big guy, for taking it and saying, you know what? I screwed up. I completely screwed up. The joke was off color. Maybe we shouldn't have said that. Maybe I shouldn't have said that on television. I didn't know how people were going to accept it. But in any event, no excuses. He said, I genuinely apologize. End of story. Except you have to be magnanimous when you accept an apology. There are so many people right now on Twitter who completely missed what Ryan Clark said. This man stood up in front of the camera, also wrote a tweet or an X, and said, I'm sorry. That right there, that contrition should be enough for people. But no, there are people on Twitter making fun of Ryan Clark. These are the same people who have no problem whatsoever making fun of Aaron Rodgers, making fun of Zach Wilson, making fun of Dak Prescott, making fun of Russell Wilson, making fun of TD Finn's talk, making fun of me. Doesn't matter to them. All they want to do is collect scalps. But as Ryan's going to say in this video, this is a learning experience. We're getting ready to go into a new football season, and perhaps people want to tone it down a bit. Stop with the vitriol and understand there's people with feelings on the other side. Tua Tagovailoa expressed that he was upset. This bothered him. With all the criticism he's taken for the last couple of years, it looks as though he's completely had enough. I know there's a lot of people out there who have had enough with the vitriol, especially that comes from the Miami Dolphins fan base. Maybe this should be a lesson for everyone to understand that there are real people on the other side reading your tweets. It can't be that difficult to do the same. Do the same act of contrition that Ryan Clark just did and say, you know what? I shouldn't do this. I should have known better. I took an oath to myself to respect the players, the coaches, the executives, and now the fans as well. Now take a listen to his video.
Yesterday, Tua Tagovailoa had to answer questions about something I said on Monday, something that I truly just felt like was a joke to me. That I've realized as the week has gone on, if this man has to answer questions about it, if so many Miami Dolphins fans are offended by it, then people ain't taking it as a joke. So let me be very clear. If I've offended you, Tua, if I've hurt you, if I've disrespected you, if anybody that supports and loves you feels some sort of way because of what I said, I truly apologize. I had two priorities when I started this job. Number one, respect the players and the executives and the coaches that make this game run. Number two, it was earn the respect of those very same people, and more importantly, keep it. Anything contrary to that, then I gotta check myself. Now, don't get me wrong, my ego was involved. When Tua was asked about how he felt about these comments, and he said, keep my name out your mouth, yeah, my first thought is, or what? Or he says he's scrappy, I think to myself, man, I fed my family on violence. I ain't tripping on that. But that's the pride that doesn't enable me to see what this dude's going through. The constant criticisms, the constant scrutiny, constantly being questioned, feeling the stress of always having to prove yourself, just to show people you can be available. And then you work throughout the entire offseason, which I talked to his trainer and said that man was in there 3 times a day to build himself up to be healthy. And you got to hear a comment like this. So I get it. I get it because I do want to respect Tua Tagovailoa. I get it because I want his respect too. So to the Miami Dolphins, to head coach Mike McDaniel, who I have a ton of respect for, but most of all, to Tua Tagovailoa and his family, I deeply apologize. I've reached out. I hope to talk to you soon, brother. But just know, I wasn't questioning the way you work. I wasn't questioning how much it mattered to you. It was what I can consider now a bad joke. But for me, it's been a lesson. I'll be better. Thank you.
Usually I do split screens when I do videos, but that one right there, I just wanted to just play it in its entirety, let you guys hear it, let you look at his face, let you hear the complete sincerity that he displayed as he was talking through that apology. There's nothing more to be said. I'm pretty sure at this point, Tua Tagovailoa is going to say, thank you. That's all you have to say. Thank you. Let's move on. If I throw an interception, go ahead, critique me. If I make a bad read, go ahead, critique me. But let's not take it to a personal level. The only thing I can hope is that some of the Dolphins fans out there that are absolutely insane do exactly the same. Understand there's people behind the other side of what you tweet and what you write and what you record. And I want to show you something else. I've said it many a times, but I know the real reason why Ryan Clark apologized. I'm not saying he wasn't sincere. I'm saying just the opposite. I'm saying he was compelled to apologize. So Barry, why would he be compelled to apologize? Because somebody spoke to him and said, hey man, it's your obligation to apologize. It's your obligation as a father with your kids looking on. It's an obligation as a husband. Your wife is looking on. It's your obligation as a Christian. Tua is another Christian. You made fun of him on live TV, and you have to do the mea culpa and say you're sorry. That's the reason why Ryan Clark was compelled to do that in such a way. Think I'm kidding? Check this out. This is Ryan Clark's profile picture on Twitter/X. It's a picture of himself with his wife and his entire family. Always look at someone's profile. It will tell you something. It's something that they want you to know about them. So if you look at his profile, it says husband of Bianca, father of Jaden, Jordan, and Logan, child of God. Notice what he put there, child of God. I didn't make it up. It's right there on his Twitter profile. That spoke volumes to me, and I'm pretty sure somebody said to him, dude, how can you be a child of God when you're talking about some man's butt in a strip club? How can you be that way? That's not what a child of God does. And I'm pretty sure Ryan sat back with his family, his friends, his pastor, and said, wow, I strayed. I went too far. I'm a child of God. I can't talk to a brother. I can't talk to another child of God in that manner. I can't talk to anybody in that manner, but definitely not another child of God. If you don't know what that feels like, if you don't know what that means, trust me, as a Christian myself, and I know I've said some things out there that I've had to delete, and you're like, wow, why did I get there? How did I get in this place? It's very easy to stray. There are so many forces working against us these days. It's easy for somebody to get caught up in something and just say something that they really didn't mean, and that is not reflective of the type of person that they are. I'm willing to bet, beyond bet, I'm willing to know that Ryan Clark is a child of God. If you put that in your bio and you publicly profess it, and you do something like you did to Tua, somebody is going to call you out. And I don't mean just somebody. I mean another brother in Christ is going to say, that's not what you need to do, man. And now, you need to take complete responsibility for what you said and publicly apologize and understand that's what we do. So, apology accepted by Tua. I guess this thing is done. I just want to see everybody else out there just tone down the rhetoric. We're getting into a political year. There's all kinds of stuff flying around right now. Tua's hurting. And you have to understand, he still has friends probably in the Maui area. This is too soon. Too soon. That's why I've been kind of quiet in what I've been saying about him. I'm not even talking about what's going on at practice. I'm not even going there. You know why? I understand. My wife has family in Maui. Actually, right in Lahaina. This isn't a good time to be talking that way about Tua. And as a child of God, you know you're not supposed to say those kind of things, especially on live TV. In any event, apology accepted, scalp taken, time to move on. Let's see what happens in the game this Saturday against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let me know what you guys think. Fins up.
Is anybody catching on to this Barry guy?